Hobby Quick Hits. Delivering that breaking hobby news directly to your earlobes. You want to know those hot drops from the card shop? We've got you covered. With your host, John Newman.
Welcome to episode number 158 of Hobby Quick Hits. It is Sunday night. The National is over. Got back to Syracuse this afternoon and getting this episode out. This episode is kind of a two-part thing. First part's going to be me talking about kind of recapping my National. I'll keep it as short as I can. And then the second part, we have almost a 7-minute interview, follow-up interview with Diamond King's father, legendary artist Dick Perez, and acclaimed director Marq Evans, whose film, The Diamond King, will be coming out next year, with Mr. Perez being the focal point of that. So I got to meet him at the National and do an on-the-floor interview at REA, one of our great sponsors. Thank you, REA. And that will be the second part of today's episode. So first part will be my recap. Second part will be that, under 7-minute interview that I found very interesting. And that'll be this week's Hobby Quick Hits. I hope I met a lot of you at the National. I did meet a lot of people. Not everybody that I planned to. It was tricky. Hope you got some cards on your list. And if you're home or on your way home, hope you got there safe and sound. So with that being said, we're going to do this show. No news this week. It actually was a pretty quiet National Week in terms of news. So we're going to skip the news segment. We're going to skip the product release calendar. You can check that out at www.sportscardnationpodcast.com. And we're going to get right into the meat and bones, my recap and the interview with Dick Perez and Marq Evans.
MojoBrakeShop.com is the best place to get your sealed wax products and brakes. They not only have the best selection, but the best prices. Whether it's a box or a whole case, they are your guys. They ship worldwide to your doorstep. Their reputation as one of the most trusted in the hobby goes unmatched. They are the 2021 Topps Rip Party Champion Breakers. From sports card to Pokemon cards, their selection can't be beat. They offer daily deals and pre-orders.
Hey guys, John Newman here. Mojo's prices are already great, but to save an additional 10% off anything in their store, use the code QUICKHITS. That's QUICKHITS. Check out the full-service store that's open 7 days a week in Santa Clara, California, or the website at MojoBreak.com. All right, let's start off with the recap of the National. I arrived on Wednesday. My partner there, Danny Black, picked me up. We went to the show and got our credentials, and then went and did an early check-in at our hotel. Set up our stuff and then headed to the show. Wednesday night, Danny had his Hobby News Daily dinner. It was fun. And skipping lunch, I was definitely ready for dinner, as I always say with the National. Thursday, woke up early, got ready, and headed to the show, and had a game plan with cards I wanted. So the top two on my list were Seaver and Clemente rookie, and then there was 4 to 5 more after them that were on my list in no sort of particular order, and they were Gibson rookie, Banks rookie, Connor McDavid, Young Guns, Al Kaline rookie, leaving something off. But those were on my list to hope to procure, 2 of them at least. But no dice on the Seaver and Clemente, but I'll wind up telling you what I did pick up here as I go in chronological order. So Thursday, a long day. Did not buy any cards. So here I am again, first 2 days without pulling the trigger. Did some negotiating, talked to some dealers, took a look at some cards, but nothing of fruition there. Mike Moynihan had his YouTube creators dinner, attended that, had a lot of fun. Then we, long day, so we called it a day and get ready for Friday. Oh, how can I forget? We had Sports Car Nation live from the main stage, the Mike Burgess main stage. That was Thursday, 11 a.m. Chicago time. It was myself, Danny Black, artist Sunday Friedman, Andy, from Splendid Sports, Adam, and Dylan Davis from Double D Vintage. And we did an hour on stage, and it seemed to go super fast. A lot of the questions were art related to Andy, and first national ever to Adam and Dylan. We chopped up some hobby in between. It will be released as a future episode, so look for that probably a few weeks down the line. And that was great. Took a little group picture after. I'm very blessed that I get to do this almost, I think every year at this point, and hope that continues to be the case. So that was Thursday. Friday, again, got up, showered, got ready, headed over to the show. We get in a little early. A lot of times we're picking up Mike C., Junk Wax Hero, from his hotel, which is literally across the street from ours. So Friday rolls around, starting to feel a little bit of pressure about not having any cards at this point yet, but I'm not going to buy something for the sake of buying it. So finally did make a purchase. The first one was a Bob Gibson. I'll give Danny a shout out, kind of talked to the guy when I wasn't around, and turns out they're fans of the podcast, and so we made a deal for a PSA 4 Gibson that presents real well, and so boom, I was off to Schneid on Friday, so a day earlier than last year, being Saturday, and then later in the day I completed really what I bought for the whole show with the next deal. We bought 2 K-Line rookies, myself and Danny, from the same dealer. We got a package deal. One's a PSA 5, one's a PSA 4. We worked the deal where I got the 5 a bit more, and Danny got the 4 for a little bit less. I will say this, if you see both cards, they present really, really, really well. So, and we got a really good deal. We felt very good kind of doing a combo there. So at this point now, I have a K-Line and Gibson rookie that I would be, satisfied with that for sure if that was it. And then was looking through some cases and saw 57 Topps Frank Robinson rookie. It is on a need list. Hall of Fame graded. Underrated player, underrated card. SGC 2.5. Looks a little bit better than that. Presents better than that. And really pretty fairly priced at like $150. Asked to see the card, asked the dealer if he could do $100 $100. He said $110 and you could have it. So paid $110, got a 2.5 SG Frank Robinson rookie, and that concluded really my main buying. Bought a couple smaller things, but that was the crux. So K-Line, Gibson, and Frank Robinson rookies were my PC purchases for this show. So that was Friday. At a event for PSA registry. Pretty well presented. Nat Turner worked the room. All the other executives, PSA, were there. And good food, actually great food. And they gave out some awards to some other folks. I'm not up there high enough to win any awards, but it was nice to be there. Gave out a hat. At the end, was open bar. That was nice and well done. They could add some more tables on the floor, but other than that, well put on. And kind of that was Friday. Saturday, we had our hobby hotline live on the Mike Burgess main stage at 11 a.m. Central Time. We had, I believe, 11 of the hobby hotline hosts out of the 7 were live and on the stage. We chopped up a lot of questions surrounding the National, the current one, and some future ones. We talked a little hobby, talked a little Fanatics doing their live events, and then we took some questions from the audience. Again, another hour. Grateful to get the opportunity to do it, at the powers that be. And, it was fun, interactive, and again, another hour that just flew by. Met some people afterwards to the side of the stage. Took some photos, got my photo taken for the PSA slab. Cute idea. Never did it before. I know it's not the first time, but first time I did it. Funny story. I kind of forgot about it. Chris Carlin posted on Twitter, paging sports card name. John, your card's been sitting here. So went and picked that up, and that was Saturday. We had our hobby hotline dinner. We had a full house for that one, 13 or 14 of us. And, Dr. Beckett and the rest of the crew, and most of us were there for the dinner, and that was nice. And had some laughs, enjoyed some steaks, desserts, and fun night. Distributed some Sports Collectors Digest, which everyone appeared in as part of Hobby Hotline for their national preview. And then, wrapped it up about 11 o'clock. And that was going to be it. That was the last thing, the dinner before heading home the next day. I had a flight to catch, and Danny, who drove from Baltimore, wanted to get an early start home. So overall, had a great 5 days, and they went quick. I mean, as I always say, the Nationals great, but they go quick. Some kind of notes to wrap it up. Unfortunately, like most can attest to, didn't have enough time to meet everybody I had hoped or planned to, but did meet a high percentage of folks that I wanted to, and got to hang out even more with some others. And so overall, that was good, but sorry if I missed a couple people, not on purpose. Sorry if I missed your table, period. The additional square footage, you could feel it. It was palpable. Comparing it to the last Chicago National that I was at, it seemed more like packed like sardines and had to box out for a table or squeeze in places. This felt like more airy and open, much like Atlantic City did last year in terms of space inside the convention. Wi-Fi was back and great. And Thursday was really, really hot in the Donald Stevens Convention Center. It was kind of where your shirt was going to get wet from perspiration. And so I don't know if the AC went or what happened, because I don't remember Wednesday being like that. And Friday and Saturday were better. Was it still a little hot? Yeah, but anytime you have that many people in that kind of space, that's probably going to be warmer than normal air conditioning or no air conditioning. The National set the new attendance record, so Chicago now has the belt. I thought some booths were bigger than I thought. Wild card, that makes the college football cards, collegiate athlete football cards. They had a big setup, bigger than I was anticipating. I don't know if they really went overboard with marketing and the budget, but they really went all out. But I thought most booths were a little bit subdued, kind of taken down a notch, as Emerald would say, or a little tame. Whatnot wasn't as gaudy as they were in Atlantic City, so that was different. And a lot of the booths were smaller or just kind of toned down a little. Maybe budget constraints dictated that. Just the hobby sort of settling down sort of warranted that or led to that. CCG grading had, like they announced, a carnival sort of like atmosphere. Was a lot of kids, a lot of games, and a lot of laughing and having fun. And went to the SGC booth a lot because them being a sponsor and knowing those guys and talking to them, and they were hopping. Just saying that, but they were hopping every time I went there. Sometimes I went over there to talk to someone, and it was just too busy. I didn't want to bug them, and not an opportunity. So it was like that a lot. So that was a good sign for them. Beckett area, when I went by there, it was hit or miss. Sometimes it was a little bit busy, and then other times quieter than some of the other grading spaces. Tag setup was definitely interesting as well. They let you kind of see through to how the cards get encapsulated inside where that happens. So transparent, trying to be transparent, much like their slabs. So seemed to be a lot more people, but it didn't feel like that because there was more open space, and it seemed like the corporate setups were sort of tamed down a little. Still impressive, but just kind of toned down a little bit before cost reduction. And even Fanatics /Top/Zero Cool, they were, it wasn't gaudy like you might anticipate. It's well done and to the point, and so that was good to see. Still not 100%, but we're moving in that direction, I think. But still enjoyed the show. I used none of my lidocaine back patches. That's right. Never opened one up. So brought them back home, and just normal tired from long days and maybe a little jet lag. But really, there was no day that I really, really wanted to cut my days short or not fit. So, and which I didn't want to be a downer to Danny, my friend who I spent a lot of time with, or anyone else I was hanging out with. Felt pretty good. Again, not 100%, but working in a direction, and really didn't have to change any of my normal national for that. So that wasn't well done. We get ready for Cleveland. That'll be nice for me because once again, I can drive. I'll probably go a day early to check out the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and then it's back to Chicago. And at the time of this recording, they have not announced the location yet or the vote result for the 2026 National. So that's to determine very soon. Maybe by the time you're even listening to this, they've made that in it. So had a great 5 days. Also glad to be back, kind of catch up on stuff I missed here. Kind of doing this episode at the 11th hour to get it out at the same time slot we normally do. So that's my personal national recap. Let's get to the interview I did on the national floor with famed artist Dick Perez and acclaimed director Marq Evans. Biopic The Diamond King coming out in 2020. All right, I'm here at the 43rd National here in Chicago. I had both of these gentlemen on the podcast previously, but have not met them in person till now, and it's a real honor and a privilege. I'm joined by Mr. Dick Perez, the father of the Diamond King, as I like to call him, and director Marq Evans. Well, Mark, I'm going to start real quick with you. You're doing the documentary, The Diamond King. You started the Kickstarter to fund the film, and that I don't want to, you'll tell me if I'm wrong, but that was an overwhelming success, funded very quickly. Your thoughts on that? Did it surprise you, the interest and how fast that occurred?
Yeah, I've done 3 Kickstarters before this one, and still I never know what to expect. And those previous ones, though, they didn't get funded until the last day. And that's kind of what I expected with this, because that's how it happened in the past. But so I didn't know what to expect, but I also thought there might be a scenario where we could fund it really quickly because I knew that Dick had so many fans of his work that might want to support this film. So I thought that we had a chance. I thought we had a good campaign with some really fun rewards like the new Diamond Immortals sets and the postcards. But yeah, so I mean, it's not the normal experience to be funded that quickly, so it's pretty awesome when that happened.
No, it's awesome, and I think it's a testament to your work, Mark, and obviously how people feel about Dick's work. Dick, how many nationals have you attended?
One, and then a variety of smaller ones when we were promoting Perez Steel Gallery cards and stuff. But this is amazing. This is like another country. It's
crazy, and they added 200,000 square foot since the last time it's been here.
No, I think there's maybe 15 or 20 acres here of collectibles.
I try to cover all the ground. I'm here 5 days. I won't do it. I'll go out in a blaze of glory, but it's very difficult to hit everything. Dick, you've met a lot of your fans that have come up and probably, much like I told you when you're on the show, what your work meant to them in their collecting journeys. Kind of your thoughts when you hear that. Is it still humbling? I mean, this, I'm sure you've heard it, thousands of times at this point, but what's that like when you realize the impact you had on the hobby?
Well, I've read it thousands of times, but when you hear it, it's just another dimension, and the sincerity with which they express themselves, it's just, it's humbling is the word. What person who creates does not want to be appreciated, and I'm doing it because I love the game, and I know the people who want to collect these things love the game, and they find it worthy of their desire. So it's great. What can you say? I mean, it's just a wonderful experience.
Yeah, Mark, for those anticipating the film release, kind of a two-pronged question: when might they see that, and how much have you captured here at the National that people may see in the film itself?
Yeah, as far as here at the National, what we're doing right here, this Dick Perez meet and greet, is kind of the essence of what we're trying to do, and it's been great having so many fans of his come, like Dick was saying, express just what his work has meant to them. That's what I was hoping to get for the movie, and that's certainly what we're getting, and even beyond that. I mean, there's people getting emotional meeting Dick Perez, which is awesome. And then as far as the film being complete, my goal is to finish it by the end of the year and then release it next year. As far as when that'll happen, it's always a little bit up in the air when it comes to distribution and distributors, so we'll try to find the best fit for the film, but that's the goal I'm working on, is try to complete it this year.
Yeah. One last question. I know you guys are very busy, Dick. Just your thoughts as the movie, every day is one day closer to that film existing, kind of the thoughts of being the subject of it, and I mean, do you ever imagine maybe it'd be the subject of a film?
Not at all. I mean, when he contacted me seeking, some sort of maybe positive reaction, I don't think I could have been more.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm glad to be like the person who merits that kind of coverage. And what can I say? And being here is an epitome of what this film is all about. Because this is where our people are.
Yeah.
And I think it's been a great experience for him, and I haven't been to this big of one before, so it's been a big experience for me.
Yeah. Well, I'm biased, being in the hobby 40 years myself. I think you're right there at the top of the list when we talk about a hobby documentary. You're right at the front of the list. I'm glad we're going to get to see it and enjoy it. And it's been an honor and a privilege meeting both of you gentlemen. Continued success. Any last thoughts or anything you want to anything coming that you want to let the people know about? Obviously, besides the film itself.
Just thanks for the interest and for the acceptance of my work. I just think it's, for me, it's rewarding, and it makes all the time I put in so worthwhile.
Yeah.
I'll make a plug for the DiamondKingMovie.com, which we have a shop that still has it. There's some, we have the Diamond Immortals card set that we released through the Kickstarter campaign. There's 499 sets. There's still some of those available, so people can still go on there if they missed out on the Kickstarter. And then we have these first 5 Hall of Fame postcards that people have been loving too, from Dick's work of the first 5 Hall of Famers. And so go to the DiamondKingMovie.com and go to the shop there and you can see those.
There you go. Well, once again, guys, I appreciate you making some time for us. Continued success. It was an honor meeting you guys too in person as well.
Thank you. Appreciate it.